Now, this guy was saying, I've been sober and I've been drunk. And sober is nothing more than the opposite of being drunk. Life is still the same myriad of ups and downs, lies and truths. Alcohol does cure boredom, but being sober has a sustainability and clarity to it. That is welcome relief from the blurred states alcohol induces. You know, for me, I don't get that sober and drunk thing. I mean, for me, there were two sides of the same coin when I was drinking alcohol. I was drunk, and in between of those drunken periods was my sober periods. I never called myself sober because it's not that life anymore. I understand where you're coming from, right? But I don't think they're the same thing. I think when you stop the flow, when you start to do the work on yourself and you start to change some of the things in your life, I mean, just take into account that the alcohol is no longer flooding through your system. It's no longer causing damage. It's no longer causing long-term damage, but also short-term damage. So it's allowing you to use your time and energy more efficiently. And when you do that and you start to think about things and you start to plan how you're going to move forward, it just makes a big difference. You know, the ups and downs of my life were always much more exaggerated when I was drinking, much more exaggerated. Higher lows for sure. I thought I was getting higher highs, but I wasn't, right? Because the highs become less and less and less as that dopamine pathway becomes more and more adapted to the alcohol. You know, it's delivering less highs, so you're not getting those physical highs. It is in comparison to the lows that you're getting, you feel like you're getting higher, but you're not. And just because when you're drinking, you're spending time and energy on the alcohol, it's causing you to neglect other parts of your life. So the lows are definitely going to be a lot lower. Now, since I stopped drinking alcohol, my life is much more on a level plane. That upward trajectory that you go on when you start to do the work and when you seriously get into the work, it's not a straight line. You know, you're going to have those ups and downs in your life. That's just life in general. The struggles don't stop. It's just you're struggling with purpose instead of against yourself. I just don't see the same struggle. The struggle is not there anymore. It's not, you're struggling against something that you're doing to yourself that is killing you slowly. It's not the same thing. The truth and lies that you're talking about, not the same thing. I told way more lies, you know, especially to myself. You're much more capable of being honest with yourself when you haven't got that cognitive dissonance, when you're not trying to do two opposite things. You know, you're trying to drink alcohol, but you're trying to be healthy at the same time. You're trying to live a healthy life, but you're poisoning yourself with alcohol. It doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I get where you're coming from. I was probably there at one stage in my journey, but yeah, that's not the truth of it. You know, it's a part of the truth that you tell yourself, I think, as you're moving forwards with the journey, but it's not the truth. Life is far better. You're capable of dealing with the ups and downs of life a lot better when you stop drinking alcohol, when you haven't got this in your system. Maybe not at the beginning, but as you go into the journey. Yeah, and as far as boredom is concerned, hey, it's been a long time since I've been bored. Take care. Speak to you soon.